Well, how you doing? So, uh, this is the bottom of the Crystal Descent. You see it up there, and there's a separate video on that, and the exploring that area and finding all the mines that I missed the first 7 times I played because I just ran through that area because the height and stuff just bothered me. Anyway, this time I took my time and repaired it and restored it and found a good half dozen mines, including some tin mines. In this instance, copper, coal, iron, and I checked out 2 other instances of mine, and they all had the same combination. Lots of tin, uh, you know, but a mix of other stuff. And so let me know in the comments what you find when you go down. So at the bottom, you have the Pilgrim Road. And during the Death List, or that's his handle on, Discord, he's got his own channel. He does videos on building, particularly with wood. And great builder. Watch the videos. He's a fantastic guy. I really like talking to him. That said, we exchanged worlds, and he got to see some of the things that I built in this world, and I got to see his, and we both learned from one another. I'm sure I know I did from looking at his stuff. That being said, he had this idea of building the Pilgrim Road, and I'm like, oh, that is awesome, because I'm going down and cleaning up the areas and getting the scraps at least until the next earthquake, and finding everything and getting all the treasure and picking up all the trash and building, right? Because that's, now that the game is done, that's what you do. So I decided to use some of that 2 billion pieces of rock that I've got, and we're going to pave a road. And so here is the Pilgrim Road. I figure when the dwarves come back and start re-inhabiting, they're going to want to take the pilgrimage like Duren did. And so I started paving the road, finding a safe path, marking out the poison mushrooms, taking care of the shadow. So we're just going to take a little jaunt here. Here's the marker. By order of King Duren III, the area is shut to all under penalty of exile. Well, unfortunately, I have no choice. And as they said, this is the Pilgrim Road. Now there's a video of me building this area, including this building, which was significantly destroyed or falling apart building at one point, which I demolished except for like the platform you can't destroy. But I built a nice 3-story house with a balcony, and I left a stone here because the water has a lot of moss and a lot of cranberries. See, here's some moss. And I worked hard to make sure we did not disturb any of these. So you'll see them poking through. Anyway, if you'd like to see that house from the inside, even though the roof looks messed up because it's embedded into the rock, if you want to see this or the brewery, there's a video on just that. All right, so we will continue on the Pilgrim Road. Here is the Crystal Descent, and we are heading across. Now, I could have gone up and over, but that brought me over the top of a bunch of water that would have disrupted or covered over my ability to get cranberries and moss, so I decided not to go that way. This way also took me by the Great Pumps and the castle on the lake that I built, also another video. So that's why I went this way. When there comes to a height transition, I made sure that I was okay with that as long as you could walk it or there were steps. And sometimes water comes over the top in certain areas. I think it looks cool, actually. See this? You could just walk right over that. All right. So we're getting to the large area in front of the pumps. Always pick up honey when you can. We'll just take a quick peek up. So this is my castle on the lake. There's a separate video on this if you want to see it. It's got a 3-story manor house. It's got a garden. It's got a brewery. It's got massive amount of storage, a full foundry, and it's sitting in the center of the lake. Very defensible. It's a pretty cool castle, actually. There's a catwalk all the way around. Anyway, check out that video if that interests you. So this area is where the troll was and a piece of Duren's axe. Unfortunately, there was no way around this shadow, so we're just going to sing here for a minute. There we go. There'll be several parts where we have to stop for shadow, and of course somebody can come over here and get off the road and look at the place where I found Duren's axe. Well, since it is the dwarves' job to stop the shadow, I guess it's okay to do that. All right, so this room had some shadow. It had a bunch of poisonous mushrooms everywhere, and I was trying to figure out a path, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use Duren the Deathless method, and I'm going to just build a giant bridge out of wood over the entire room. And I did. And so, of course, it goes around the giant rock. I used stairs to change the height until I was back on the ground or near on the ground. And thus went over all of the stuff that was troublesome. Ooh, blaze shroom. All right. Little water seepage here, I guess, but Got this lamp. Let's give her a quick sing. We're going along pretty well though. We're almost to the Bellos forge. This was an interesting one. This had a lot of shadow, had some poisonous mushrooms, and this time I decided just to build a stone bridge on top of adamant arches for the heck of it. I did put this up here in case you wanted to stop the shadow, but you don't have to because it doesn't bother you up here. This was an interesting area because there were some dips and a crevice, some poison mushrooms. There's just a lot to try to get around. And so what I decided to do is pave it. And then I boxed, if you floor over poisonous mushrooms, they will still affect you if you walk over the top. So that is not an effective defense. So I put that ring of granite around them so you don't bump into them, and kind of went around. But that's how I did that. In case you were wondering, why did he do that? And the shadow I couldn't get rid of. So we'll sing real quick. Okay. Oh, blaze shrooms and moss. All right. And here we get to the entryway to the Bellos forge. Problem is during one of the big fights, I destroyed the wooden platform and stairs by accident with my big adamant mithril hammer, and so I built this nicer set of stairs and an entryway. Now I have to say, in one of I don't know if he's done a video, but when I was in Duren's world, he did a very nice tiered set of steps here, and mine did not turn out nearly as nice as him. I'm going to have to continue to work on that, but this was inspired by him. And of course, there's a separate video on this forge, the Bellos forge, if you want to take a look at that. But we're going to go through it because this is not a video on the forge. This is a video about the Pilgrim Road. Of course, the Pilgrim Road goes through the forge. All right, so on the other side of the forge is a missing piece of floor. Shocker. Okay, I'll fix that later. it continues. Right after that, oh, those are poisonous mushrooms. I put some torches next to them. But this is a cave-in room. This is one of those 2-pillar resource rooms. And I put a door in front of the statue of Duren. And of course, when you fix this statue, it opens the tomb, Duren's tomb. Now, I do not like building in the tomb. The angles are bad, and it's a tomb. It is very majestic. It's very pretty. I just leave it alone. So we're just going to walk through it. But of course, as a pilgrim, you'd stop and pay your respects. And then you'd find the altar where the Khazad stone was originally kept. Which you can't put it back there, which is annoying. I did leave a stone here. And then I started paving the Pilgrim Road after I took out all the wood and stuff like that. And of course, this gets you to the waterfall and the eastern set of stairs. So I repaired most of this, and then I stopped at the eastern stairs. Alrighty, that was a quick walkthrough of the lower deeps and the Pilgrim Road. Thank you all for watching. If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Send me a note on what you'd like to see or any questions. Thank you.